Airport authorities believe that the travel ban against Chinese nationals from Hubei, China is not too late. But airports are not complacent as they intensify precautionary measures for nCoV. Gerard de la Peña with the story.
President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the temporary travel ban to Chinese nationals, but only for those who will be coming from Hubei province, particularly the virus's epicenter, Wuhan City. This despite the town and a number of neighboring cities in Hubei already being under lockdown. This comes a day after the country's first confirmed case of the 2019 novel coronavirus acute respiratory disease. As such, precautionary measures were being put in place in the country's main gateway. Stanchions were set up in passageways to make sure that passengers will pass through the thermal scanners. Footbaths were also put up to disinfect travelers. The Bureau of Immigration likewise is now more meticulous in checking documents.
Binubusisi talaga yung kanilang mga passports from cover to cover kung sakaling nanggaling sila.
Kalibo Airport personnel meanwhile check passengers' body temperature before disembarking.
Kasi kung makababa yun, tapos pumasok sa immigration, iba na yung reading kasi na-expose na sila.
The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines said Chinese carriers will stop flying to and from Kalibo beginning Saturday. Malay Town in Aklan has already filed a resolution banning Chinese tourists in the island. But business is expected to take a beating, with 40% of establishments being owned by Chinese nationals. Some mainlanders are also starting to feel discriminated.
It is something that they do not know how long this will end. And the expenses of paying the renter, the operation expenses here in the island is not cheap. So some of them even may consider to close shop,
Data from the Civil Aeronautics Board show that over 700 regular flights and over 300 chartered flights to and from China have been cancelled until March. This might go up as Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific start to cut down flights going to and from Macau, Hong Kong, and other cities in mainland China. Cebu Pacific said it grounded an aircraft for disinfection after a passenger turned out to be positive for the novel coronavirus. Philippine Airlines, for its part, said it will cooperate with authorities as the first nCoV patient in the country rode one of its flights. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña. We are One News.
Top officials from concerned government agencies are now in high-level talks as they try to implement a comprehensive plan to stop the spread of the Wuhan virus and to bring home Filipinos from affected areas in China. Coming to us live from Manila, we have News 5 correspondent Marian Enriquez. Marian.
Yes, Bok, the Department of Health has convened its second interagency task force meeting on the 2019 novel coronavirus acute respiratory disease. Their responsibility is becoming more urgent with the confirmation of the first case in the country.
A number of agencies is heeding President Rodrigo Duterte's wish to ban the entry of tourists from Hubei and other provinces in China currently affected by the 2019 nCoV ARD. The Health Department says the specific areas are still yet to be determined. To be included in the ban are persons who have traveled in Hubei and other affected provinces in China via Hong Kong in the last 14 days prior to their arrival in the Philippines. Meanwhile, all Filipino citizens currently in China will be allowed to return to the Philippines, regardless of the province they would be coming from. But those who are unwell and currently in China are advised to delay their return here. The government has also started coordinating with overseas Filipino workers in Hubei province who wish to be repatriated. There are some 40 to 50 OFWs in Hubei who have expressed their desire to be repatriated. Health Secretary Francisco Duque said OFWs in Hubei will be given priority. Upon arrival in the Philippines, they will be quarantined for 14 days. Authorities are looking at Fort Magsaysay in Nueva Ecija as the quarantine site. Health and military officials are set to conduct an inspection in the area on Saturday. Duque said the Foreign Affairs Department is now coordinating with their counterparts in China on the logistics of the repatriation. All costs will be shouldered by the Philippine government.
Bok Health Secretary Francisco Duque said a deployment ban to China is now being implemented while they determine the scope of widening a travel ban on Chinese tourists. Bok.
Marian Enriquez reporting live from Manila.